Welcome to the channel. This is the episode 2 of the famous people who passed away in 1751. Before we proceed, please subscribe to our channel to support us. John Machine. He was born in 1686 and he died in June 1751. His age was 71 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an English mathematician known for his innovative formula of calculating pi and the contributions to early astronomical observations. John served as Secretary of the Royal Society from 1718 to 1747. He was also a member of the commission which decided the calculus priority dispute between Leibniz and Newton in 1712, and in 1706 he computed the value of pi with the formula given below to 100 decimal places. His ingenious quadrature of the circle was later investigated by Charles Hutton. A mass of his manuscripts is preserved by Royal Astronomical Society. Adrion Viner. He was born in June 1695 and he died in June 1751. His age was 56 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a controversial Governor-General of the Dutch East Indies, known for his role during the 1740 Batavia massacre and subsequent political downfall. He served as Governor-General of the Dutch East Indies from 1737 to 1741. He was arrested for his involvement in 1742 and subsequently died in prison in Batavia, present-day Jakarta. Almost a decade later, in 1726, he assumed the roles of merchant and chief buyer, and in 1727, he served as Accountant General of the Dutch Indies. Samuel von Schmal. He was born in March 1684 and he died in August 1751. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Prussian field marshal and cartographer who created detailed military maps and was influential in the modernization of cartography in Europe. In 1714, he went with his regiment in Electorate of Saxony. In October 1716, he was promoted to colonel in the artillery. He went into the service of the Habsburg from April 1717. There he took part in the conquest of Belgrade. In March 1719, he was field general and came to Sicily as quartermaster general. His achievements as an artilleryman and fortress builder impressed the emperor and Prince Eugene of Savoy. Andrew Gordon. He was born in June 1712 and he died in August 1751. His age was 39 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Scottish Benedictine monk and physicist, remembered for his pioneering work in electromagnetism, including inventing an early electric motor for the sulfur ball of Von Guericke in 1671 and the glass globe of Isaac Newton, some say. Hawksby. Gordon substituted a glass cylinder, which made an efficient frictional machine. Two other inventions in physics are noteworthy. The first is a light metallic star supported on a sharp pivot, with the pointed ends bent at right angles to the rays and commonly called electrical whirl. The second is a device known as electric chimes. Christopher Polham. He was born in December 1661 and he died in August 1751. His age was 89 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a Swedish inventor and mechanical engineer who revolutionized mining and industry in Sweden, earning the title Father of Swedish Mechanics. He made significant contributions to the economic and industrial development of Sweden, particularly in mining. He was ennobled by King Charles XII of Sweden for his contributions to Swedish technological development. Word of Fulham's mechanical skill spread quickly, and a member of the clergy wrote to Anders Pohl, professor of mathematics at Uppsala University, to recommend Fulham. William IV, Prince of Orange. He was born in September 1711 and he died in October 1751. His age was 40 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was stroke. He was the first hereditary stadtholder of the Netherlands, remembered for his efforts to centralize power and his leadership during a period of instability. He was Prince of Orange from birth and the first hereditary stadtholder of all the United Provinces of the Netherlands from 1747 until his death in 1751. During his whole life, he was furthermore ruler of the Principality of Orange-Nassau within the Holy Roman Empire. In 1733, William was made a Knight of the Order of the Garter. Philip Dowridge. He was born in June 1702 and he died in October 1751. His age was 49 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was tuberculosis. He was an English, non-conformist clergyman, theologian, and hymn writer, whose works inspired the evangelical revival in England and the United States. With independent religious learnings, Dowridge declined offers which would have led him into Anglican ministry or a career in law, and in 1719, with Clark's support, chose instead to enter the dissenting academy at Kibworth in Leicestershire. In 1729, he received an invitation to be pastor of an independent congregation at Northampton, which he also accepted. Abraham Vader. He was born in December 1684 and he died in November 1751. His age was 66 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a German anatomist celebrated for his detailed studies of the lymphatic system and his contributions to the understanding of human anatomy. Vader is primarily known for his work in anatomy, but he also published works in the fields of chemistry, botany, pharmacology, and gynecology. He was the first to describe the hepatopancreatic ampulla, which is the juncture of the pancreatic duct and the common bile duct, and is now referred as to the ampulla of water. Henry St. John, 1st Viscount Bolingbroke. He was born in September 1678 and he died in December 1751. His age was 73 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was an English statesman, philosopher, and political theorist, known for his essays on liberty and governance and his controversial Troy leadership. He was a leader of the Troyes and supported the Church of England politically despite his anti-religious views and opposition to theology. He supported the Jacobite Rebellion of 1715, which sought to overthrow the new King George I. Escaping to France, he became foreign minister for James Francis Edward Stuart. He was attainted for treason but reversed course and was allowed to return to England in 1723. Leopold II, Prince of Anhalt-Dessau. He was born in December 1700 and he died in December 1751. His age was 50 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a German prince and military commander who introduced significant reforms to the Prussian army and was a key ally of Frederick the Great. He was a German prince of the House of Ascania and the ruler of Principality of Anhalt-Dessau from 1747 to 1751. He also was a Prussian general At only 9 years of age, he accompanied his father on his military duties for the Prussian army. In 1715, he was appointed Lieutenant Colonel in Chief of the Infantry Regiment No. 27 of Standal. In 1733, he led the Prussian forces stationed in the city of Mühlhausen in Thuringia during the First Silesian War. Louise of Great Britain. She was born in December 1724 and she died in December 1751. Her age was 27 at the time of her death, and the reason for her death were complications of childbirth. She was a queen of Denmark and Norway from 1746 until her death as the first wife of King Patrik V. She was the youngest surviving daughter of King George II of Great Britain and Caroline of Ansbach. The marriage between Louis and Frederick V of Denmark was arranged solely for political reasons, and in 1743, a dynastic marriage was negotiated between Louise and Crown Prince Frederick of Denmark and Norway. At the death of Christian VI on August 1746, her husband ascended the throne as King Frederick V, and Louise became Queen of Denmark and Norway at the age of 21. Charles, Count of Armagnac. He was born in October 1684 and he died in December 1751. His age was 67 at the time of his death, and the reason for his death was undisclosed. He was a French nobleman who held several prestigious titles including Governor of Languedoc, and was known for his loyalty to the French crown. He was a member of the House of Guise and a cadet branch of the House of Lorraine, succeeding his father as the Count of Armagnac. He also succeeded as the Count of Brion, as well as the Grand Squire of France. Thanks for watching the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Have a nice day.